Okay guys, it's Mr. X has just turned up Friday afternoon. Yeah, it's all on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. X has just turned up, and we were just, this video would just be how he and I talk to each other when we're just sort of solutionising and fiddling with the golf swing. He saw the end of that video that I just did, and he was just saying, so you're trying to lead with your elbow, and of course he really hits it good when he leads with his lead arm, but he has a couple of other different ways, and these are just options that anybody can use. He's actually feeling that he's got pinky up coming in here. He feels like he's leading with the heel of the club for him, and the face is way open. Now that gets that lead arm. Now that's something that might work for some of you guys. Is that what your feelings?
It is, but I'm only coming about that because, as you know, I'm a really hard rotator of the forearms. When at impact, I rotate really hard. So I'm sort of trying to get away from that a little bit and see get something different going. That does work. Over rotation does work for me, but it may not work for everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. X has always had a really hard, power draw, but with a conventional golf swing, it can power draw over there. Now that's only because just traditionally he's always thought that you've got to do that in the golf swing. Well, all you've got to do is square the club face up. But most of the time, in order to square it up, because the golf club is open, because it's designed to be open, that horrible design, it's designed to do that. Because it's like that, you've got to get it from there back. So you've got to rotate it, and a lot of times you've got to over-rotate it as a feel. He was just asking me off camera, how am I pulling with that elbow? I'm just pulling with the inside elbow, but I also pull with the pad. I'm not feeling the heel lead like he is, but that's me. His ball flight's good, and the reason we're doing this video, guys, it's just us talking about just little differentials, personal differentials. So you just hit a couple of shots and just tell me what's happening, what you're feeling.
I'm still back. I mean, it comes to personal preference. I still feel at the moment that I'm a one-sided golfer. I still feel left side only. I barely have the right hand on the golf club at all.
Yeah.
And that way that doesn't accentuate the right shoulder too much.
Yeah, and
doesn't bring everything into play.
Yeah. Well, it'll isolate your right arm or your trail arm to later in the downswing.
Yes.
If you've got a like a death grip on it up here, there's always a tendency that you'll death grip it out and take the whole right side with it.
Yep.
If you look at guys like Daly, I mean, Daly has his right hand on the club like that. It just, those fingers just hang off the club. And if you see John in the downswing, John's here, and these fingers are not even on the club. He's here. So, but he comes down like that, and then he fires that trail hand. So yeah, look, I played a lot of good golf years and years ago with just feeling like probably for 18 months where I was just pulling with the lead arm back in the old days. But how you pull with it is preference,
yep.
Personal preference. You're feeling with a complete isolation of the right hand.
For me, in channel lock, that's what it feels like. Feels like I don't have a right shoulder. Everything feels left side only for me.
And left side guiding and staying in position.
Yes.
And what he said before we came on camera, he said he's just got to work a little bit more on pitching that lead shoulder up, coming into impact, because lead shoulder up is right shoulder back and closed. Now the way to pitch that lead shoulder up is to pull hard with that lead hand. Just hit a couple, Mr. X. Yeah, what's interesting is I'm just looking at your right hand there. It's just looked like it's not even doing, looks like it's just like these fingers are not even engaged.
No, there's nothing on the club, but that wasn't one of my better shots, that one.
So what did you feel there? What did you feel wasn't in sync?
I feel in my swing now, I feel this. The right hand doesn't exist.
Okay, but what happened there? Because you didn't hit that shot like you normally do. So what do you think was the reason?
I think I had too many thoughts going on. I was thinking about too much.
Okay, and again, that reinforces proper protocol. Now that's a disjointed protocol, isn't it?
Yep.
That's what we call it.
I didn't go through the process.
Okay. No, that's good, and this is why it's what practice sessions are all about. And just working stuff out. Go through the protocol. Yeah, that's a great transition. Goes from not so good to just 120%.
And that again just feels like it's like the club is in the left hand only for me.
So again, it's this isolation of where, how do we get the left? Where do we apply the forces and the pressures?
Like you said, the left side. You're pulling with the left arm.
Yeah, but what part of the left side?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or what part of the left arm? So you might say to someone, you could pull with your left hand. Well, he might pull with this part here, and then just pull it into the ground.
Okay.
Or he might pull with too much of the middle and just pull it up like that. I just try and have one unit. Like for me, when I get here, I start with that and this, and it's that, and that's what straightens my arm there. But it's this outside section or inside section for me. But that's me. That's what I feel. But that might work for you. I don't know.
I didn't have the pitch then in the shoulders too on that.
Yeah, but the pitch will be a result
of the left side being pulling with the left side.
Well, if you pull with that lead arm, this has got to go up. Unless you pull with it like that, but you won't do that. That was good.
I don't think I can hit it much better than that.
That was really good.
But there again, I'm just starting to get all the key points into the protocol again. Since I've hit balls last time, I've sort of lost a little bit of the protocol.
And he hasn't been here for what?
Probably a week and a half.
Probably about 12 days. So it's great to get straight back on it after 2 shots.
Right hand seems to be off. That right hand appears to be off the club.
It actually physically looks like that.
Yeah.
See if you can turn around and see if you can get dead square onto the camera, hit up towards that tree, to give the people some look. Gee, that had some on it. A little chunky?
A little bit fat, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what we call a good Russian. That's a Fatovsky. But that's a good Russian because, I mean, it just, the club's online, a little bit fat, and that's a good thing about channel lock. I'm the opposite. I don't hit any fat shots with channel lock. My not so good shot is a little thin, 3rd, 4th or 5th groove. But that's because I don't load as hard as he does. So he loads and he releases harder than I do. But I mean that, you wouldn't know. I mean if you were hitting that to a flag, you'd be.
I'd be happy with it.
Oh yeah, you'd still within putting range. I mean it didn't hardly take anything off the shot.
I'm still loosening up a little bit too.
Okay.
Remembering the protocol is the biggest thing for me.
It's for everybody. Try and knock it between that knockdown tree on the right and the big tree, and that'll get you dead square onto the camera. Yeah, just great tempo there, mate. Wow, that's a lot.
I can't hit it any better than that, John.
That's past the tree.
A long way down there.
That's past the tree.
But I remembered more of the protocol that time.
Yeah. See? And of course your protocol is changing. You haven't got what we term a final protocol yet. And I don't think anybody has. Nobody has. I haven't. I mean, I'm still working on mine. I'm introducing now more of the lead arm pull into the shot. Just watch those plovers don't attack you. We've got these birds here, guys. They're the most vicious. Listen to them. They are so vicious. They've got spurs and they're only a little bird, but they, oh boy, they really are terrible, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is Australia, wildlife, and everything attacks you. Oh, it's just perfect. Perfect. I mean, you could set a robot up here for 2, it couldn't hit a ball better than that. So that's 20 past that tree.
Past the other one.
That's 20 past that tree.
But I felt more relaxed that time. I was a little bit anxious on the first couple, just first couple of hits Friday afternoon.
That was a fantastic shot, that. Fantastic shot. That's beautiful. That's one of those, what I call a power soft shot. It's just out there flying, but it looks like it's just wafting through the air. But it stays up for so long, doesn't it?
Does.
And of course what he's getting there, he's getting very much Mo Norman flight. He gets it out there, fires it out there, it gets to the peak of its flight and then falls down. There's no parabolics in this type of flight. That's what I notice. You don't get any zapping into the ground and then kicking off. It just comes down, sits down soft. That was a beautiful swing. A beautiful swing. Well, I've known you a long time, mate, but I've never seen you hit a better shot than that. I mean, that's ridiculous how far that's gone. That's flying the tree by 30.
And there's nothing to it, really.
That's by 30 that's gone over that tree.
So long as you follow the protocol, it's easy.
All right, smarty. Just hit the swing tester. This is the Rio Ishikawa what do you call them? Hybrid.
Hybrid.
It's a $1,000 shaft in it, and it's 15 degrees, and it's a prototype head. I have it and I love it. It's too good a club for me.
And you're telling me I'll struggle?
No, you won't struggle because you've got a lot more speed than me, but it's just such a hard club to hit because it's got no loft on it, and it's such a low spin. But you know, Rio's like 120 plus mile an hour. But put the same swing on it.
Yeah.
And this is what we want to do, guys. We want to have exactly the same motion.
I want to be predictable with my shots. My shots have got to be predictable. I want to know if I'm going at that tree, I'm going to get to that tree.
Well, we all want to do that. But again, the one thing about channel lock, which I keep going on about, is that you will have a predictability of starting flight. The ball will always start there. Because the ball's back, shoulders are closed, it can't go over here. How much it starts there and what it does after that is just your path and face. But that's just a longer iron shot. Oh, watch that go. Watch that go. That's up the back fence.
The 7-iron was easy to hit, but
that's up to the back fence, and that's maybe he's carrying that 7-iron there about, I don't know, probably 180, and he's just hit that. We've got a back fence up here at about what's that?
230.
Huh?
About 230.
235, yeah. 235 is just it wasn't even in play. Wasn't in play. I'll just do a yardage on it. It's 235.
I think we laid with another day.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is it shouldn't feel any different to the 7-iron.
Well, it doesn't for me.
No,
my driver swing feels like a wedge. Honestly, and that's no exaggeration, guys. I don't feel any difference in my driver swing to my wedge swing. It feels the same, but just a bit further away. But I try to have the same process.
Back to the protocol.
Yep. Oh, mate, that's just, wow. Well, that's better than the other one.
It was.
And that's so far away from the other one.
It was much better.
You know, so that club there's a bit of a story in this, guys. This club, they were giving these Matrix Ozic $1,000 shafts away to the tour players in Japan, and they gave a couple to Rio, and one of my mates got it out of bought it over there on the guy I give lessons to. He got it, and it's worth a fortune, but it's just, I mean, there was no market for the shafts because they're $1,000 each. But the crazy thing was, when they were tested, and I think Rick Shields tested them, the $1,000 shaft against the $200 shaft, there was no difference. But in terms of on the machine, and that's very stiff. That's like a double X. That's really stiff. They were amazing golf shots, weren't they?
Yeah.
But that looks like the iron swing.
It feels very much like the 7-iron.
Yeah, it looks like the iron swing. All right. Well, that's too easy to hit. We'll put you onto the big dog. That's way too easy to hit. Smarty. I hate people hitting my club better than I hit it, and way better. Okay, that'll just take pictures of that back fence. 235. That's 253 yards.
This tee goes around corners.
Yeah, but probably thought it was sort of relating to your old swing. Yeah, how can you bend a piece of wood? That's bent.
Back to the protocol.
Well, and it's just a 7-iron golf swing.
Yep.
The hybrid looked like a 7-iron. Wow. Exactly the same line as the hybrid, but just miles longer.
I'm back to having that on our last video I've got the open stance again.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of becoming more familiar with it now, after having the square stance to my target line, what I thought was square to my target line. Now I'm a little bit more open. It's slightly easier for me to swing.
Do you feel it gives you more torque in the backswing as well with the open? You're very flexible, so.
Yeah, I don't know if it does that much, but it appears easier for me to get in a position to swing the club.
Yeah, I must say it looks good. Well, and again, this is an evolution, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, we started out, we had different stance lines, and we've sort of evolved the stance line to suit us. And Mr. X was having a bit of trouble initially because he just couldn't get. He was just aiming too far right, but now he's worked that out with his stance line. And guys, that driver, for people that are asking, is 11.5. It's a 10. We've got it up 1.5, and the reason we've got it up is because the ball's back a long way. You don't want to be playing a 9-degree driver from back there. If you've got an adjustable driver, you want to loft it up to whatever you can. That only goes to 11.5. I think Jason Day plays 11.5. I think Justin Rose does too, from a normal ball position. Okay. And of course Mr. X tees it down a long way.
The word of the day is protocol.
Okay.
Got to stick to the protocol. Same target.
Gee, that come off the club hard, didn't it? Now the only difference I saw in that golf swing was a little bit of jump from the top. What did you feel in that?
And when I do jump, I tend to
sag. Yeah.
Dump into it a little bit.
Yeah, you sag a bit. Okay, so how are you going to get rid of the jump?
Try to go back to your ice cream scoop. The ice cream scoop
Yeah, the back scoop.
Yeah, sort of makes like I'm trying to scoop ice cream.
Okay.
That there will keep my arms longer.
Fall longer.
Pull into the shot.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because he used to really jam load it. I mean, I got some old video of him years ago from the other range, and he used to get, like he was down here, the hands were in here, shaft still at 130 degrees on it, and in here, but then you've got to, we don't want that. With this swing we want to go wide to wider. Because you pull it into yourself, you'll rotate, I promise you. You don't want to pull it into yourself.
Okay, so I'll try the ice cream scoop this time.
What flavour?
I'll let you know.
After the shot.
After I've eaten it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to feel as wide as I can get.
Okay. Oh. If you live to be 100, mate, you won't hit one better than that. You'll never hit a better shot than that. Because you know why? Because you can't.
No,
that's robotic.
That was as wide as I could feel.
That looked wide. And your tempo reflected that.
So
you're on a roll.
I think I can do better. I think
you're on a roll.
There's a little bit more in there.
You're on a roll.
But you're right. When I get very narrow, I've got to throw the hands at the ball.
So you can feel that.
I can feel it. And when I do that, I dunce, or I drop into
sag
into it. So I want to feel like I'm out there.
There you go. I love that. And look at this.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, you're here. I love that.
Oh, sorry.
That's actually a very good illustration of what we should be feeling. I like that.
Okay, back to the protocol.
Well, he nominated, he said, I think I can do better. That's a peach, isn't it? Gee, that's strong.
I do feel like I'm more back here rather than down. Yeah. When I'm throwing the club, when I'm pushing the club back, all I want to do is stand up.
So how are you pushing it back? Let's isolate. Okay. What are you pushing it back with? How are you doing that?
Okay. Well, for me, it's more the point of, on the way down, I don't want to pull the hands back to the ball. Mm-hmm. I just want to leave them out there and let the club come back to the ball.
Okay. Now, if that was me, I couldn't do that unless I was pushing out.
Okay.
I would have to be pushing out. Yep. Or are you just letting it sort of fall out of the sky? What are you doing?
Yeah, more or less letting it fall out of the sky. I know that sounds a bit funny because you're trying to get a little bit of momentum on the club, but just by actually letting the club go and fall towards the ball, it does gain momentum.
All right. Well, we've just about. Where's that iron? Just see if you can knock 7-iron up to that red car up there. Okay. We've got a little car out here they put out in the range. I'll just do I'll do a yardage on it.
It might be big close.
Is that right? Is that right? It wasn't when I was hitting up there. You're just denigrating the old guys. $174.
That's meters.
Yeah. So that's 181 yard carry into the wind. Into the wind.
So I want to have the same feeling as I had with that driver. I want to get the club away from me. I don't want to pull it back into me.
Okay.
Okay. Protocol. I think it's past it. Just went over it.
Yeah.
Over the boot.
That's carried it by 15, huh?
Well, I thought it was a little bit close. Some days you can get there, some days maybe not. But that again felt like the driver. That felt like I was way out here with the club on the way down.
It actually looked very similar to the drive. That's why I wanted you to hit that club.
I wasn't happy with that one. I got a little bit, pulled it a little bit too towards my body.
It's probably taken my 10 or 12 off it, and just got a little thick.
Yeah.
Did you feel the pull?
I did. I lost my train of thought.
And, and that's really, I think that's the only thing that can cause that. Is you know, the message. I'm just not a person that believes that, you know, the body reacts to
I just
no
basically didn't tell myself.
All right.
To,
well, go right through this as if you're going to set up on the golf course to hit a shot. Come over here, address it, see it, and away you go. Okay, wind is into us coming across, left to right.
Yep, over the left shoulder.
Yep.
Is that working going to be okay then?
Yeah, no worry, you won't hit him, no. Oh, he's moving the car.
Yeah, we might.
What's he doing?
We might have another target.
He's moving the car.
If I go, I'm still on camera, if I go to the 160 sign there.
Okay.
And I'll just come back a little bit with my ball. I'll just get my position.
That's Jeffrey up there.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go that way.
Yeah. Oh, that's clear to 160 by 40, but if that were less 35 in the air, or 40, because that's not 160 from here, that sign, that's only about 140, that's carry 180. But if, guys, to tell you how accurate that was, if that 160 sign was extended up 120 feet, that would have hit the 6 in the 160, went straight over the sign, didn't it? Yeah. Straight over the sign. I wonder what Jeff's doing.
It's possible every swing with channel lock.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had a swing. I've been struggling with swings for 20 odd years, and until I had channel lock, it was hit and miss.
Yeah, well, we've all been there, mate. We've all been there. Tell me someone that hasn't. Tell me someone that hasn't. The perception of Mo Norman and Count Yogi.
Protocol.
Oh, see, that's just a blueprint of the other shot. That is a Xerox copy of the other shot, isn't it? Well, that was a good exhibition, mate. Thanks for that.
Thanks,
as
John.
always, he hasn't been here for ages, and he's just embarrassed me by hitting my clubs better than I hit them.
Are they for sale?
You'd probably want them and not even pay for them. He's only got about 10 sets of clubs, but he never brings them, always uses mine. Okay, guys, that was just an informal, wow. It's just an informal, I'm glad no one was under that car when it fell off the
Bobcat.
Yeah, just informal, just Mr. X and I just tuning his swing, but that was pretty impressive, mate. Very impressive.
Thanks, John.
Very, very impressive. They were long, those shots.